Hey, good morning and God bless you guys. This is your boy Derek Iverson Sr. Coming back with another episode of Real Talk Amongst Men, Real Talk Amongst Mankind. Hey, I want to get on here and share a thought with you today. I want to talk about King David. And when King David got back from Ziklag after going to war fighting, he came back home and found everything that he cared about gone, and found the wives and the children kidnapped. And the Bible talks about that the men talked of stoning David because they lost precious things as well. They lost their wives and their children. And the Bible said that David had to strengthen himself in the Lord his God. And that's what I want to talk to you today about, how sometimes you have to strengthen yourself in the Lord your God. You ain't got nobody to depend on. You ain't got nobody to call on. When you look around and you need somebody to be that encouragement that you are to everybody else, and you look around and you find no one to encourage you. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. And how do we encourage ourselves? We encourage ourselves in the Lord, meaning that we go back and recount all the things that God has been doing for us. You know, sometimes God will do something for you and you don't even have to ask him. He'll just step in as a gentleman and do it. You know how gentlemen do gentleman things? Well, we serve a God that's a gentleman. And you don't have to call on anybody else if you call on him. Oftentimes we make God our last option. We try everything else before we try God. Now, let's try God first. We're living in the times to where those who are closest to us will say things to hurt us. Those who are closest to us will do things to hurt us. Out of frustration, out of anger, out of life's circumstances and situations, things happen. Things can happen out of nowhere. You can be going along and it be all good. Then the bottom falls out. Well, what do we do when the bottom falls out? Do we fight fire with fire? No, we go to God. We cry out to him. We cry out to him in times of distress. Guess what? God already knows what's coming around the corner. See, we can go outside and we can look down the street as far as we can look, and we can see what's going on up and down the street. But we serve a God that he sees around the corner. See, we can't see around the corner. We can't see what's coming from around the corner, but we serve a God who sits high, but yet he looks low. And everything that's going on in life, God sees it. He sees it before it happening. So if that's you today, if you happen across this video and you're going through something and you feel like you're by yourself, you feel like no one has your back, no one understands that God has your back, I'm reminded of Proverbs 3, and it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. See, oftentimes when we get in a situation, we get in a pickle, God is there. He's the only person that can get some of us out of what we got ourselves into. I'm not so much dependent upon people nowadays. I'm dependent upon him, because I call to him in my times of distress. David had to call on the Lord in his time of distress because some things that happen in life is out of your control. Some things that happen you necessarily can't get a grip on as to why it's happening. Some things come to make us stronger. Some things come to push us into the presence of God. The Bible says every knee will bow, every tongue confess. You know, I wouldn't want my knee to bow, my tongue can confess because of something real bad and catastrophic happened. I want my knee to bow, my tongue confess now when things are going all good. So don't wait till hell break loose to call upon the Lord. Call upon him right now. The Bible said there's going to be a time so when people call up on him, he won't answer. Well, I'm so glad that we're not in those times as of yet, but they're coming. The closer we get to Christ's return, things are going to happen all the more. Everything that needs to line up in order for the rapture to take place has already taken place. Everything has already lined up. So the Bible says we don't know the day nor the hour of his return. But one thing we should be is be ready. The Bible tells us to be ready in season and out of season, as to give an account as to why we believe what we believe. But I'll take it even further than that. Be ready in season, out of season, because the day is quickly approaching. We are more closer now than we ever have been before. And if I were you, I wouldn't gamble. I would be ready. So if you're going through anything in life, sometimes you feel like you're on an isolated island, can't nobody get to you. Well, God can get to you. You can be in one of the remote places in the world, and you calling out a SOS, and you think you can put a message in a bottle and throw it in the middle of the ocean with the hopes of somebody finding it and coming to rescue you. But you know what? I am so thankful for prayer. I'm so thankful that God knows the intent of my heart. I'm so thankful to where I ain't got to go to no priest and make confession. All I got to do is close my eyes. Not even close my eyes, just cry out to God. And some people who may run across this message may not have a personal relationship with him. Today, I implore you to develop one. You know how you develop a personal relationship with God? Just like you develop a personal relationship with people you come across in the natural. You make yourself vulnerable, and you open up, and you share intimate details about yourself, intimate things about yourself that they may not know. And guess what? That person on the other hand will do the same thing to you. That's just how the Lord Jesus Christ is. He wants a personal relationship with you. Will you let him in today? Will you let him come in and fix your problem that you got going on? Will you let him come in and heal whatever sickness or illness that you got going on in your life? Will you let him come in and speak a word to you that will forever change your life? So I just wanted to encourage someone today. Just like David had to encourage himself, today you may have to encourage yourself. You may have to play some praise and worship music. You may have to go back down memory lane and think about all the times God has brought you through. Even when you messed up, even when it was your fault. Sometimes God will come through when we are in the wrong. But think about this. How much more will he come through when we are in right standing with him? When we wasn't a culprit of the situation. God will still come through, because he said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. Someone needs to know that God ain't left you. God is right there. We got to trust him even when we can't trace him. Even when you can't feel his spirit hovering over you. The Bible says we walk by faith and not by sight. A lot of times we have to see it in order to believe it. I don't have to see him in order to believe him. I know he's right there with me in everything that I do. I just have to acknowledge that he's there. You have to acknowledge that he's there. So I just wanted to get on here. Be encouraged this morning. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. Be like David. Encourage yourself in the Lord your God. And then once you encourage yourself, you can go back to God and ask God, what should you do in this situation? He went and asked God, say, do I need to go pursue them? And if I go pursue him, will I recover all? God said, go pursue, and you will recover all. And David and his men went, and they got the Amalekites, and they took back what the enemy had stolen from them. Sometimes we got to ask God, should we go pursue? Should we go back and take back what the enemy stole from us? God will tell you yay or either nay. Whatever he tell you, do what he said do. But this is Derek Iverson Sing. You wanted to get back and share that with you. This is my video for the week. I pray that it will find you in a blessed place and in a blessed space in your life. I pray that you would receive this message in your spirit and that you will begin to encourage yourself like never before. If this is your first time watching the video, I'll just ask a couple of things. I pray that if you're led, and only if you're led by the Spirit of God, that you would subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell for future videos that will drop. By all means, leave a comment in the comment section. Hit that like button. That helps me out a lot. And if you feel led to share this video out, share it out. And come back and check out the channel again. Until next time, this has been another episode of Real Talk Amongst Men, Real Talk Amongst Mankind. I'm Derek Iverson Sr. God bless you guys. Peace out.